welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be working on this pool. It hasn't been serviced at all. The owner got a new pool pump and he put some chlorine in it yesterday, so that's all that's been done to it all year. So as you can see inside, it's pretty dirty. Down on the bottom there's a bunch of algae and stuff. So first thing we're going to do is empty this skimmer out, get all the junk out of it. Then we'll skim off the top of the pool and start scrubbing down the sides and the bottom to get everything loosened up. As you can see, there's a bunch of junk down in the skimmer. I'm gonna try and keep this from going in the pump. All right, that's all the big stuff. All right, next thing I want to do is just skim out the top of it, just to get all the big leaves and debris out. Now that we've got all the debris and stuff off the top, I'm gonna go ahead and start scrubbing down the edges, scrub the bottom of it to get everything loosened up. The reason we want to get everything loosened up is whenever we come back to vacuum it out after we put our chemicals in, we want to make sure all that stuff is loose so it comes out whenever we're trying to vacuum it. If it's stuck to the bottom, it won't come out and it'll just be sitting there until you brush over with your foot and it'll just cloud the water up again. I wonder if we'll take this filter out. I was going to try and take the filter out so we didn't gunk it up, but I don't see a way to do it since the water's hot. It's already going into the skimmer. So let's go ahead and start putting our chemicals in. All right, for our shock, it says for a 5,000 gallon pool, we need to do 6.7 ounces. And that's for the initial treatment since it's bad. Normally you would only put 3.5 in for a 5,000 gallon pool. Since it's dirty and it's the first dosage, we're going to do the 6.7. So inside of this, the lid, on one side it has grams, the other side it has ounces. So there's 3 lines. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's a 3, a 6, and a 9. So we'll do just over the 6. You want to disperse it all around the pool, not just in one spot. For the flock, it says to use 8 ounces for every 10,000 gallons. Since it's only a 5,000 gallon pool, we'll try to get it at 4 ounces. There's lines 8, 16, 24, and 32 ounces. The whole thing's 32 ounces. So we'll probably use a little more than the 4 ounces. We'll probably go with 6 or maybe even 8. You want to make sure all of it floats to the bottom. That's what the flock does, is the shock will kill everything and the flock will make everything settle to the bottom. It'll make it easier to vacuum out. And same with the shock. You want to disperse it all the way around the pool. If you have a deep end in your pool, like an in-ground pool that has a deep end, you want to put it around the deep end, not just in the shallow part. Okay, now that we have that in, what we'll do is we'll turn the pump on, let it run for 2 hours. If you have a multi-port pump, you want to put it on recirculate. Since this is just a single pump, all it does is filter. Let's go ahead and turn it on filter and let it run for 2 hours. Once it runs for 2 hours, you'll turn the pump off and you'll let it sit. Today is Friday morning, so we're going to come back Monday morning, and that's when we're going to vacuum it out. That'll give it time for everything to settle down to the bottom. The water should be clear. You'll just have all the junk at the bottom, and it should be easy to vacuum out. All right, we're back here at the pool. It's 3 days later. The flock, or the shock killed everything. The flock has got a lot of it down, but it's still pretty cloudy. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and vacuum out what I can, add more flock and some clarifier to it, and we'll be back tomorrow to mow their yard, and we'll check the pool again and vacuum out what's left then. You almost see the bottom now. I've got the pump hooked back up, the filter all cleaned out. Got all the junk sucked out that we can, all the big stuff. Big pile of leaves over there that came out of it. So we'll go ahead and get it circulating again. Come put some more flock and clarifier in, and hopefully it clears up. The pump will run for 8 hours and then shut off. So after 8 hours and it's circulated up good, it'll shut off and everything should sink to the bottom again. But that's going to be it for this trip. We'll check back up on it again tomorrow when we're here to mow. All right, welcome back. Pool's looking good. Everything is down at the bottom. The homeowner, Gibby, is my cameraman today. He actually had a little bit of leftover clarifier, so he put that in. That helped out a little bit too. The first thing we're going to do is prime the hose. So we'll put the whole thing in. You want to be careful anytime that you flock the pool and there's a bunch at the bottom. You want to be easy, because if you disturb it, the cloud will disperse and you'll be starting all over again. So you should gently want to get the whole hose down into the water. What we're trying to do is just get all the air out of it. And his pump kept clogging up. Since it's just a little pump for the pool, it kept clogging up whenever we were sucking it out the other day. So we're just gonna run it kind of like a siphon and let the gravity, the pressure suck everything out. All right, what we're looking for is for the end of the hose to fill up with water. All right, once we got the water, the hose out for the most part.
Got about 4 or 5 feet left.
All right, she's flowing. All right, we did disturb quite a bit, but
Sorry.
I'm sure it'll be okay. All right, so we're just gonna go around. You can see all the stuff on the bottom, just slowly, so we get it all and disturb as little as possible. You see it clouding up around it.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta go slow. Should suck up all those leaves and everything. You want to vacuum as little as possible because you do lose a lot of water whenever you do it. You don't want those hot water bills.
Still better than emptying it and refilling.
Yeah. Like I was saying a minute ago, we disturbed it a little bit whenever we were putting the hose in. All this stuff is dead, so if you wanted to get in it, it wouldn't hurt you. Our first pool was smaller than this one, and we didn't know any better. I would just get in and suck it all out, kind of like this, but we didn't have a pole. So I'll just have to get in and use the end of the hose and suck it out. That was terrible. I had goggles and a snorkel so I could see what I was doing. So everything that you normally put in it is liquids except for the tablets. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the shock is granular, but
Yeah. So whenever you put it in, do you mix it around?
yeah.
Okay.
But I think I might try to find some of the liquid shock.
Some of it you can put into the, well, you wouldn't be able to do it with yours because of the filter.
Yeah.
Some of it you can dilute it in water and then pour it into the skimmer, and it disperses it. You don't have to worry about it sitting.
I actually like this vacuum better because if you use the one that has a little bag that hooks up to your water hose, it just all it does is cloud these up your water. It's not actually going out of your pool.
Right. All right, we're down to the very end of it. You can see most of the algae and stuff is out now. We'll use the skimmer and get all those leaves out, what didn't get sucked up. All right, if you're doing this with your pump, make sure that you let it run for a minute. If you're on waste or backwash, let it run for a minute to get everything out of the hose. Otherwise, whenever you unhook it or turn it off, all that stuff's going to run back in the pool. So let it run for 20 or 30 seconds once you're done vacuuming everything out, just to make sure the hose is cleaned out. We're going to test the water now. If you have access to these chlorine test strips, they're the best thing to use. You can go to your local pool supply store and test it if you want. You're going to spend like $100 every time you go if you do it that way. You can get these at Lowe's, Walmart, hardware store. Those stores will carry just about everything that you need to do this stuff yourself. You don't have to go to a big pool supply store. You're just going to end up spending all your money. So you want to hold it on the black end, and these are little pads. You want to hold it away from the pads and stick it in about elbow deep. Normally you want to do it away from the skimmer and the jets. The pool's low right now, so the skimmer and jets aren't running. So we'll just do it right here by the stairs. Just want to swap it around for a couple seconds. Shake all the water off. All right, and then just match it up. It'll tell you hardness, total chlorine, free chlorine, pH, alkalinity, and stabilizer. All right, so it looks like our hardness, we're a little hard. Total chlorine is low. Free chlorine is low. pH is a little low. Alkalinity, it's a little low, it's not bad. And stabilizer is low. So you can see all the different colors. This one's okay, ideal. In the middle is about where you want to be. All these were to the left. So we want to add, we're going to put some shock in it. We've got chlorine tablets for this chlorine float. pH, we've got pH increaser, alkalinity increaser, and stabilizer. We'll put the recommended amounts of all those in it. Start with the recommended amounts, because if you go overboard, then you're wasting your chemicals and you're going to have to go the other direction. So just start with the recommended amount and just bring it up slowly. You'd much rather waste these strips than be going and wasting a lot of chemicals because they're expensive. All right, we're all finished up. Got everything sucked out. The leaves are all cleaned out. The water's low, so we've got the water running right now. About an hour or so, he's going to come out and check it, turn the pump on, add a little bit of shock. Got some chlorine tablets in the float, so add some shock. Should be good to go in the morning. Just check it every once in a while, once a week. Do some scrubbing. The filter should take care of most of it.